now. All right. All right. This is our demo for our full system integration test. The blue and gray wires on the left side of the circuit is the battery connection. So when the system starts up, this is when someone would put the keys into the ignition and the car would start up. As you can see right there, everything is turning on.
Here we're simulating the increasing the current flowing through the shunt resistor. You can see as the current increases, the bar graph goes up. And you can see the reading at the top. So right here, we're simulating about 330 amp or 230 amps. Right there is pretty close to maximum of the alternator. The system can measure all the way up to 500 amps, but the alternator maxes out at 300 amps. You can see here we're
right here
we're closer to the top.
Yeah. Okay. And right here we're showing the responsiveness of the system between the current draw and of its volatility. It is able to measure the current that is rapidly changing as it would when you are driving a car. Going up, down.
So this switch that was just switched inverses the polarity of the shunt resistor, simulating a negative current draw. You can see it has the same maximum as the positive, going all the way up to 500 amps, and it's just as responsive as the positive. We switched it back.
And this switch is the headlights simulating being turned on. And you can see as they're turned off and on, the brightness of the bar graph and the display is either dimming or brightening. You can see that as it's turned back off right there.
Down here, the rotary encoder switch is being turned on. We're changing the brightness of the bar graph. You can tell because the light is purple. And as we turn the rotary encoder, the bar graph dims. And we can dim it all the way until it turns off. Once that purple light turns off, the setting is saved. Now we're changing the brightness of the display. And we did that with a single press of the rotary encoder switch. And you can see it dims as dim as it'll go. The same with a single press, the setting is saved. Same responsiveness, just dimmer.
Now the headlights are back on and the bar graph and the display go back to being bright. Now we are he's still just changing current draw. And now we are changing the brightness with the headlights on. As you can see, we are making the display and the bar graph as bright as possible. Right now he's doing the bar graph, as you can tell with the purple. Saved. Now he is changing the brightness of the display to go as bright as possible. Save again.
So when we switch to the headlights, you can see it go back and forth between bright and dim. So the headlights off and it's dim.
So this is when we turn off the whole system and the settings are saved. This is also when the latching system comes into effect and the readings are saved onto the SD card. And we'll show that at the end of the demo. Here you can see that we started the system back up and the brightness is set from the previous setting that we left. When the headlights are turned on and the brightness goes back up, as you will see right here. So the
Yep, here the headlights are on. Oh no. Yeah, these are the headlights on.
yeah.
Now we're adjusting the display with the headlights on. Changing those to dim. So now the display is dimmed when the headlights are on. And here we're changing the bar graph with the headlights on. This shows no matter what order you do it, the display or the bar graph first, it still saves, still works the way we expect.
And with the headlights back off, they're changing the brightness on the display, and then we save the settings. Do so again with the headlights still off. We are changing the brightness of the bar graph. So we turn the brightness all the way up and the brightness all the way up on the display as well.
So here we're turning the system off. So all the settings are saved. The headlights are still off. Turn the system back on. It's full brightness.
And with the headlights back on, you see that everything dimmed again, or the display dimmed. With the headlights on, we switch the polarity of the shunt resistor and show that we can still see the brightness on the display that shows the current readings. And with the headlights switched back off, which we will do in a second, we can see the brightness goes back up, showing that even the polarity doesn't matter. You can see one way or the other. Working, whole system's working as it should be.
Here we show it doesn't matter if the headlights are on or off. We're still capturing the current flow through the shunt resistor. And here we turn the system off and take the SD card out. You can see that's the white SD card. And we're going to put the red one in, showing that it doesn't matter the SD card it will still save the current draw data.
Turning the system back on, this shows that the system is still working normally with a different SD card. It doesn't matter what kind of SD card is in there. It will work no matter what and log the data as it should. You can see that. Changing that back on.
Okay. Do you want to pause the recording? Okay. These are the two SD cards that we showed in the demo. This is the first one. You can see we turned off, every time we turned off the system, it created a new file. And this is the second SD card.
So Michael opens up one of the saved datas. I can see that this is all the current that was saved onto the SD card from all the different times we were changing the draw. You can see that it says as integers, and then on the right side, it's with the decimal point. Once it gets down to it, you can see when it gets to the negatives after in the demo, as we were switching the polarity, you can see that it also recorded that as well, right there. And there is so many different recordings showing that the system really does work with the volatility of the current being drawn, which is perfect for when you're driving because the current's always changing.
Especially when you have high power audio or anything like that, lights.
So you can see that it really saved all those times that the current was being changed. It's going down and down with all these different data points being saved. That was
1,200 data points in just a few minutes. You can see here.
So that was the first time after we turned it on and off, and this is the first time we turn it back on. Saves the same. This is the third time. See the polarity switching there again.
These were on for very short periods of time, so there's not as much data in this. And this is the other SD card.
This is showing that the system still works even with a different type of SD card that was switched.
And that's it for our demo.
Yep. Thank you.